Hi, this is Steve Cox with Turbo International, and we're excited that you found our newly redesigned website and that you clicked this link and are now watching this YouTube tutorial. The goal is really to give you an overview of the website, the search functionality, how you would log in, and how you place things in your shopping cart. Let's get started. Up at the top, the TI logo is clickable, which will always bring you back to the home page. The top lists out our phone number, information about Turbo International, and then this My Account button where we will have you log in. Products below, they're searchable by turbochargers, CHRAs, service kits, component kits, accessories, and then here are some of the search features. Search by OE or TI part number, search by vehicle and a year, make, model search, or search by engine for medium and heavy duty applications. Lower on the page also represents the different search functions that you can use to find the products you're looking for. So let's get back up and get you logged in to get started. If you go to My Account, you'll see the red sign in button. You click on that, and then it's going to take you to the spot here where you're going to need to key in your email address and then your password, which is your Turbo International account number. You click the sign in, and it will automatically take you to My Account page, which then has information about who you are, the contact information, default billing address, default shipping address, and on the bottom, there'll be a view of your recent orders from Turbo International. For a deeper view, you can click on the sales order history link and see 2 years worth of sales history. And at the same time, you can hit a PDF download button and get an actual copy of an invoice from one of your past purchases. So let's go back up and start looking at the products. When you click on turbochargers, you're going to get to a page like this that shows all the different ways in which you could search for a turbocharger. Same thing with CHRAs, same thing with service kits. And component kits are a little bit different. When you click on that, you have an option to go to one of these most popular parts, or you can click here and see all the components we have for sale. Over in the search functionality, you can click on the OE or TI part number, and let's try that. I'm going to key in a 3B6032 compressor wheel. When the page loads, the landing pages will always look similar to this. There'll be product images on the left, scrollable by hitting the forward or back button. There'll be a product information section here in the middle, and then over on the right will be the buy box. So you'll have availability, in stock or out of stock. You'll have your price, which is your net price from Turbo International, and then a simple function to add product to your cart. This compressor wheel 3B6032 has specific attributes for that comp wheel. The specifications are listed out here lower on the page, and there's this engineering drawing here that really acts like a legend for the specifications. So you can see here the inducer diameter A was 2.280 inches, and that then follows the legend A, so you can see what measurements inducer diameter really is speaking of. You have the opportunity up here to click on millimeters if you want to see this part spec'd out in millimeters, or back to inches like we had originally. Lower on the page will be additional information. Here is a where used section showing where that comp wheel is used in multiple cartridges that we assemble, balance here in Carlsbad, California, and then interchanges for that specific part number. If we go back up and do a search again, this time I'm going to search on a OE number. I'm going to key in a 126 77 684, which is the General Motors number for the turbocharger on my brother's truck. What you'll see here is no images because we don't have images of OE numbers, but you will have the good informational section here. No buy box because we're not selling these parts. This is strictly a place for you to key in an OE part number and get the return. Lower on the page, you're going to see bill of materials, what information we have about that part, and then there's going to be interchanges of which then you'll see, okay, that General Motors 126 number crosses over to this 11A 7727 Turbo International turbocharger. So I click on that, and then it takes us right to the turbocharger. Again, great images posted up here, and then the product information, buy box opportunity, and then information about the turbo, the applications that it fits, and the interchanges. If we go back up, let's try another search by doing a year, make, model search. This vehicle section here is for passenger car and light duty trucks. So if we key on a 2005 Ford F350 Super Duty, it's going to populate the engine because there was only one choice for that application. If there were multiple choices, you'll have to use the drop down, but this one pre-populated. You hit the search function here, and then that brings you to the various options for the parts that we carry for that specific application. If we click on the turbocharger here, 11A7391, then clearly you see the turbocharger, great images here, the product information, and the in-stock. This is a good opportunity to show you how you add a part to your cart. You just click it here, it adds it to the cart, which shows in this information here, but also you can view your cart up here on the top of the nav bar. Click this here, you have an opportunity to edit and view your cart. If there was a need to edit and add additional quantities, remove an item, this is where you would do that. So we're going to proceed to checkout. And then once you get to the checkout button, it's going to show what was the shipping address that I had as my default. And then very important, down here are the shipping methods. Many customers have us bill on their carrier accounts, and other customers have us bill on our Turbo International carrier accounts. So if you want us to bill on your account, click Customer Account, and then the timing in which you want that part delivered. Ground, next day, second day, 3-day. Same here, if you want us to bill the Turbo International account and add those freight charges to your invoice, you would click one of these buttons here. I'm going to click the Turbo International ground account. I'm going to hit Next, and then the item is ready to get put into the system as an actual invoice. You have the opportunity here, if you want to key in a PO number, you do that here. Billing here, it says bill to TI specific customer terms. That really is saying that whatever terms you have with Turbo International, whether they were credit card or they were payment terms, that's going to be applied to your account. So we have that now designated. We're going to place the order. Once you hit the place order button, you're going to get this note here that says thank you for your purchase and this web order number of W000254. When that comes, you'll also be getting an email from us that states that we've received your order. At the end of the day, you will then receive an email from us that will have tracking for that specific order. I want to take you up here and show you a little bit of the in-depth search capability with component parts. If I go to component parts and I click on compressor wheel, what you're going to see is it's going to deliver back 531 applications for compressor wheels under the Turbo International brand. You then have deeper search functionality and say, well, I was looking for a Garrett compressor wheel. You can click on that. It then narrowed it down to the 201 Garrett comp wheels that we keep here in inventory. Your search criteria area up here will always stay static as you scroll down here for deeper search. If you know the specific turbo type that you're looking for, you can go down here and say, hey, I know I'm working on a GT35, which then further narrows down the results. And then you can go even further into the turbo model and say, yep, this is a GT3571S that I'm working on. And that will return you that specific comp wheel, the 3A6260, and the OE manufacturer's number. Deeper on the page, there's even greater search functionality. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to click back here that clears the couple of searches that we did. And now we're back to that original 201 compressor wheels that fit the Garrett application. Lower here on the left scrolling nav bar, you have different attributes in which you can then further narrow down your search. So if you did not know the model, but you had measured out and you know the inducer diameter, you can key in a range here. You can actually use these sliders to help you narrow down the search. All of these operate the same way. They're clickable. You open up, you can either click in the exact measurements and or you can use the sliders to narrow down or increase a range. Further in here, there's all the different attributes for a compressor wheel, something really as simple as the blade count here. You counted the blades on the compressor wheel and say, well, I know there's only 10 blades on this, so you click on 10, and then that's going to return you the 12 compressor wheels that fit this Garrett with a 10 blade count. You can then quickly click on one of these and get that added to your cart with the visual pictures and the information here. I'm going to go back to the home screen and we're going to look at just a couple of additional things. The vehicle search, which we showed, I didn't show you the engine search. Going to do that here. For medium and heavy duty applications, let's just look at a Caterpillar. Then you choose the engine model, 3406C, click it here, search, and then that's going to return back to us the specific items that we carry at Turbo International for that Caterpillar. So you can see here, here's a cartridge that we carry for it and then the turbo. I'm going to click on this cartridge here so I can show you a little bit of the unique functionality of the website. So again, great images here on the left, clickable to see different positions of the cartridge, information about the cartridge here, and then down below the applications for that cartridge. Important here is this bill of materials. What's listed out here is all of the components that it takes for us to assemble and balance that cartridge here in Carlsbad, California. The component parts listed out here with all the individual TI part numbers are clickable if you want to look at them individually. But the unique thing about the website is the quantities that are listed here are part of an inventory search function. So there are approximately 500 cartridges that we keep on the shelf pre-built, ready to ship. And then there's approximately 1,000 more cartridges that we don't stock, but we have the capability to build every day based on our depth of inventory within component parts. So if we were out of this cartridge on the shelf, obviously it's no longer in stock, but the intuitive part is in the website is going to look at all of these components and the needed quantities here. And if those quantities are available, what's going to present itself back in this availability box is a note that says all parts are available for assembly. Production may take an additional 1 to 2 days. At this point, I think we've kind of wrapped up the general overview of the site. We appreciate your business and thank you for looking at our new website.